Hi, I'm Mike, and I work at Richard's Building Supply. I'm standing in front of a house here in Danvers, Illinois, built by the Kingdom Building Group. This home features our RBS vinyl windows manufactured by Midway Windows and Doors, True Cedar steel siding manufactured by Quality Edge, and the CF shingle manufactured by Tilcor. Midway Windows and Doors offers 9 exterior colors and 6 interior finishes on their windows. They coat all their windows in-house, while most other vinyl window manufacturers outsource that process. The True Cedar siding on the home is a combination of Quality Edge's thatch and ironstone. The profile is a mix of board and batten and 6-inch lap. The Kynar paint finish on the steel panels allows for some rich colors and some unique blended colors as well. The high-quality steel and the Kynar paint finish allow Quality Edge to offer a lifetime warranty on the product. Up on the roof is the Tilcor roof system. The profile is the CF shingle in the color of oak wood. The Tilcor manufactured steel roof panels are covered with a ceramic stone granule, then coated with an acrylic to give the look of a shingle or a shake. The CF stands for concealed fastener. Unlike most metal roofs that have a fastener on the surface or hidden from view, the CF fasteners are 100% concealed, making the system watertight. Tilcor's design for the panels also allow for above sheeting ventilation, making the system one of the most energy efficient roofs on the market, even if you want a dark color. These are products we offer our contractors that have clients that love their home. Products for people that are energy conscious and want a return on their investment.
Welcome into the pregame show sponsored by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Carol Lance, and we are here in Orland Park, Illinois, the host of the Central States All-Star Game, named by one of those All-Star 16U age group, and Riston Siegel. And Riston, first of all, congratulations on the nomination to be an All-Star. What does it mean to you?
Thank you. It means a lot to me. It's really cool, obviously, to be a part of this, and it just means a lot, yeah.
What have you worked on individually in order to garner the recognition this season?
I just always, I'm at home shooting pucks. I'm always working out, just working as hard as I can to be in this moment.
And it's a different format for an All-Star game. All of the opponents you've gone up against this season, you're now going to be on the same team with and sharing the ice with. What can people expect from the All-Star game this year?
A lot of skill, a lot of good players out here, just a lot of really high competition.
The Bulldogs went on to win the Illinois State Championship. What was that run like for you?
It was awesome, winning state, going back to nationals after we lost in nationals a couple of years ago. To get that chance to go back, it's awesome. Just can't wait.
And that's going to be in March. That's not too far away. So bring us on the ice and inside the locker room. What is this team doing right now to prepare for the Nationals in New York later this March?
Just a lot of skill work, keeping up and off ice and on the ice. Just trying to play as a team as well as we can.
You mentioned on the media release that Jonathan Toews is your favorite NHL player. Can you give us some insight as to why?
Just growing up watching him, he's the captain, a leader. Just love watching him. He's my favorite player.
All right, congratulations. Good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, stick around. We have more puck drop for the 16U All-Star Game up on the Sports Broadcast Solution. Welcome back to the pregame show put on by the Sports Broadcast Solution. I'm joined by another all-star for Team Red, Jordan Meany, and this league for the Central States Developmental Hockey League is known to be the top in the nation for Tier 2. So what does that mean to be part of this all-star selection?
Amazing. We get to play the best of the best at the Tier 2 level, so it's just fun. You get to see what it's like playing teams from all over, like Colorado, St. Louis, Chicago. So can't beat that. You're playing top teams in the nation, so it's fun.
When you look at the defensemen on this team, you're top in the statistics. Enabled you to be able to perform this year?
Teaching me to walk the line, making sure I find lanes and moving the puck well. Yeah.
In which situations are you at your best when you're playing and the people that you're playing around?
Best situations if I can find good screens or looking for people's sticks, and my teammates are always back door. That helps a lot. Or if they're open, move the puck to them and let them shoot.
Well, you just celebrated a high school state championships for the Pekin Dragons. What was that run like? It wasn't only a state championship, so you guys are undefeated at 19-0. Hear what the season's been like for you.
It's been long, lots of skating, playing two teams. High school is really fun, getting to play with some of the guys I've been growing up playing with, and sad to see some of the seniors go, but you get to live at that rink and you'll be remembered.
What are you looking forward to most in today's All-Star game? Because you're playing with opponents that you played against all season, but now you're going to be on the same team and sharing the same ice. So what's that going to be like for you?
It's going to be pretty fun. You see some of the guys you've been going up against, battling all season. So seeing those guys on the same line, it's pretty unique.
Well, enjoy the moment, Jordan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for the pregame show by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Stick around. We have the puck drop for the 16U All-Star Game at 6 p.m. coming up.
Insulate your home today. And save a ton of dough.
Welcome back to the pregame show put on by the Sports Broadcast Solution. I'm joined by another all-star for Team Red and Jordan Meany.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe, as we're probably not going to get a national anthem for the 18U game, but most likely we'll get starting lineups. Here's the red team. It's brought to you by SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. The starting lineup: number 9, Ryan Morgan; number 10, Johnny Lagabaugh; number 12, Caden Schweitzer; number 18, Brady Sigran; number 19, Henry Seraphin; number 37, Will Casau; number 54, Jake Laub; number 63, Gavin Payman; number 72, Jason Gongol; and on line 4, number 77, Nick Funk; number 79, Alex Ringhofer; and number 92, Alex Tyler. The starting defense will be Connor Steifer and Wyatt Flewelling. On line 2 for D, Mitchell Behrens, Jason Castaneda. And on line 3, Curtis Bruin, that's number 27, and number 66, Jake Schneiderman. All right, Bob, give us the starting lineups for the 18U white team.
First line forwards from the Vikings, Kyle Arias. Number 6 from the Jets, Joe Putram. Number 9 from the Sabres, Charlie Simzek. Number 10, Littleton's Reed Watson. Number 16, Jack Schweitzer, the Sabres. Number 19, Ryan Belusek from the Sabres. The third line, Ben Ballantine from Littleton. Number 27, Michael Rindak from the Hawks. Number 34, William Leschnak from the Jets. Number 43, Daniel Perillo from the Chargers. Number 58, Liam Lecquois. We're not sure how to pronounce this name, actually. Liam Lecquois from the Hawks. Devin Bruns from the Vikings. Then also, looks like the fifth line, extra people, the Vikings, Jacob Mish, number 91, and Brady Cullen, number 92, also from the Hawks. On defense, the first line, number 2, Colin Cash from the Jets, number 4, Griffin Ola from the Hawks. Line 2 on defense, Tyler Alfano from the Sabres, number 33, Sam Battaglia from the Hawks. And the third line on defense, number 38, Brandon Lewis from the Vikings, number 55, Brian Buchholz from the Chargers. And in goal, the starting goal for the first period will be number 1, Kyle Hogan from Andre from the Flames. And then number 35 is the backup goalie, Brendan Kelly from the Hawks. His favorite player, traded from the Hawks, Patrick Kane.
He's an unrestricted free agent, so he can rejoin the Hawks.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
The offseason. Carter, we saw a heck of a game. It's going to be hard for this to really be an encore performance. 4-3 was the score of the game before this. That went to overtime. The red team was up 3-0, and white team almost scored 4 unanswered goals to win in exciting fashion.
It turned out to be an absolutely exciting game. It was fun to watch. It was 0-0 for a long time, right? Then in the first period, the red team kicked the field goal. Then the second period, the red team had the field goal kicked against them, so the score got tied. Then we went to overtime, so we found out what the overtime rules were. 5 minutes, 4 on 4, three players and the goalie. Very, very exciting game. Featured some breakaways, 1 pretend fight, and 1 penalty, which ultimately caused the game to be tied, because it was during that power play that tied the score at 3-3.
No, that made it 3-2, the power play.
Oh, okay, it made the score 3-2, and then there was a goal about a minute later to tie the game at 3-3. You're right.
That was the only penalty they called in the game.
Yeah.
These guys are so good. It is an all-star game for Tier 2, the Central States Developmental Hockey League, that penalties can't change the complexion of the game. 1 penalty was called, holding the stick against red, led to a goal that made it 3-2, and then they finished the job tying it up just before the third period ended.
And those were U16. Now we're going to see U18. A lot speedier, definitely bigger, stronger, taller, faster. This is going to be a very fun, fast game. So we're going to see if it stays 0-0 early here, if there's going to be goals fast.
The best player, arguably, for white team is Reed Watson, 21 goals, 15 assists. Also watch out for Devin Bruns, 20 goals, 8 assists. For red team, the guy to watch out for, we talked about him in the pregame show for the 16U game, Mitchell Behrens on defense. He leads the red team in goals with 21 goals, and don't forget he can also pass the puck, 12 assists.
Right, and we tried to get, oh, here we are with the national anthem.
Always gets me excited, the national anthem, and then the players tapping their sticks on the ice. So we talked about the two players on line 5. It's not really line 5. Kyle Arias and Liam Lakachoy are not playing because of injury.
Oh, Liam is not playing. I don't know if I can pronounce his last name. My bet is Lacassois, but I don't speak French or read French, but I think I would have to call him Liam.
There's an H in there, so it wouldn't be Sois.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak French.
So Brady Colin is in for Liam Lakachoy, and Jacob Mish is in for Kyle Arias.
So we have a couple of scratches in the All-Star game. Wouldn't be official if it wasn't a couple of scratches in an All-Star game.
This is the next generation of hockey players because there's some guys I've never heard of as their favorite NHL player. Cale Makar, and we got Andre Svechnikov. That's Reed Watson's favorite player.
Right, but you had heard of Happy Gilmore.
That's obnoxious. Like, I'm not happy that he said that was his favorite NHL player.
Oh, I think that's funny as heck.
He didn't even play in the NHL. It's just obnoxious. Anyways, face-off won by the white team.
So if you're a girl looking for somebody to date, pick that guy. He's got a sense of humor.
Red is in the red, white and blue. White is in the white and red with occasional light blue drops on their jersey. It's kept in by white. We're going to see the game pick up and speed a little bit. There is a difference between 16U and 18U hockey players. Little tap pass. They were trying to feed it over that time to 8.
Goal right off the bat. A shot in the upper left corner of the net. The first shot of the game could not have been placed there more perfectly.
Wasn't even ready for that. I didn't think we would get a goal that quickly on in the game, but how about that? We talked about in the 16U game, will we get a 6-5 final score? It ends up being a normal hockey score of 4-3.
I'm pretty sure it was Cullen that pulled the trigger, the replacement for Liam. I'm not 100% positive, but pulled the trigger just beyond the red circle and hit the corner of the net.
Yeah, Jacob Mish was on the faceoff. So how about that? White up 1-0. Shot in the net!
And there's a shot on the second shot of the game.
Wow, 1-1, and we're not even a minute into the game.
That explains why they're on the All-Star team. These guys know how to find the back of the net.
Now it's time for the goalies to step up. Each goalie's seen a shot into the back of the net each time.
Well, and I think what we're also seeing is not a whole lot of physicality in front of the net. So I think some of these players during the regular season might get decked. But here in this All-Star game, maybe there's a little bit of polite defense and the shots are happening.
Yeah, we're not going to see a lot of huge checks today. Laub won that face-off, and then Spinorama as Red will play it near the blue line.
At the same time, you've got all-star shooters here, so maybe we're going to get some goals.
Morgan plays it, centered out in front, and then it clears the slot. Going to be picked up by Mish. Mish looks up with it, and he finds his teammate that time in Leshnok. Shot saved and cleared by Red out to the corner as Red looking to get it out, led by Laub. Laub from the Leafs. We appreciate you watching today's game. Some of our sponsors include Red Outdoor, Chicago's most exclusive billboard opportunities. Be seen, be red. Also, Chicago Hawks Hockey Club. Congrats and good luck to all the Hawks playing in today's All-Star games from the board of directors at chicagohawks.com. Shot, save off the blocker, rebound try. Just goes wide. White maintaining their forecheck attack.
So we've had 3 shots on goal and 2 goals. That was the first shot on goal that didn't go in.
Well, we were wondering if we were going to get a shutout in the second game. Well, we found out 32 seconds later we're not going to get one. And then 20 seconds after the first goal was scored, 1-1 tie. White team will have to backtrack in their own territory, but they've got skaters to help out. Stop and start move. And leading the attack right now is Mitchell Behrens. Nope, not on the roster. Behrens is on red. White has it now.
They're going to call offsides on that.
Charlie Samazak is number 9 for White. Good luck, Riston. We're so proud of you. Love Mom, Dad, Aiden Sawyer, Hartley, and your grandparents. Face off won by Red. No-look backhander. Got to be careful on those passes, partner. When you do a no-look like that, easily could be stolen.
Well, and there's 2 sides to the no-look part, right? They're good players, so they know what they're doing, right? They're not just passing no-look passes for no reason. At the same time, they're stolen.
That time it was a definitely looking pass shot. Easy save by the netminder as it would have gone wide. if it had not been saved by the goalie.
But what I was going to say is those players are not used to passing to each other. They are all-stars, but from different teams. So not every hockey player is exactly where they expect them to be when the pass gets made.
And you're not going to know if that pass is coming because it's a no-look pass. If you're going to do those no-look pass, definitely get some velocity on them. Out behind the net, got a stick on it. Kyle Hogan is the starter for the white team. He has given up a goal, as is his opposing netminder, as that's Noah Van Herrick.
Those were two nasty shots, though. Both shots, one in the corner and one 100 miles that went out over the glass. One 100 miles an hour, turned around. It was like hitting a golf, well, not a golf ball, hitting like a baseball into left field somewhere. You had no idea where that shot was going to go.
So it goes out of play. We will have a face-off at center ice. Face-off, and it's won by the white team and Daniel Perillo from the Chargers.
Oh, and the puck winds. We have two pucks on the ice here.
Little centering pass, past center ice. No icing, of course, and now played by Reds' Dylan Posh. Just goes wide of Posh. Karam's off the boards. Played at the point, and then a kick on the potential breakout play. Red team on it, and on it now is Pyman. Pyman places the puck off the board, slap back into the zone, and retrieved by white team as they look to break it out. Both teams have definitely picked up the intensity on defense, partner, as some maybe lackadaisical defense led to 2 early goals, and now the defense has played a little bit better the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I don't think I'd say lackadaisical defense. I think both shots were just monster shots that were virtually unstoppable. But what we are seeing is a pretty good, intense game where nobody has an advantage. Forechecking is the same on both sides. Good puck handling on both sides. So it's an even game. Couldn't tell from the warm-ups who's better, just like the prior All-Star game. This league has some talented people in it.
Yeah, it's pretty evenly matched, isn't it? First game, it started off kind of a blowout. It was 3-0, and then white team, not only did they avoid the shutout, partner, but they scored 3 times in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't know how these teams were put together necessarily, right? But they were obviously put together evenly. So whoever did that did an excellent job figuring out how to balance 2 All-Star teams.
The Northwest Chargers would like to wish our U18 players, Daniel Perillo and Brian Buckles, the best of luck in today's CSDHL All-Star game. 2-line pass somehow gets it to Tyler, and then retrieved now by White, leading the attack.
Yeah, if that connected, he was looking for a breakaway.
Leading the attack for White was Rindak. Now on it is white team still. Out in the corner, off the boards. Red team gets it out. And then slapped back in by White. On the attack is Rindak.
This is another play that is going to be just not as crisp as you would like. Offsides, you have your teammates that you're used to know when you're going in right away, and doesn't look like it was offsides. Maybe it was a high stick.
Some of the players that we've talked about, including for White at right wing, William Leshnock. He's from the Jets. When you're a Jet, you're the Jet till the end.
Uh-oh.
Is that your favorite musical, Bob?
Well, I used to play violin in that one, the West Side Story. Favorite one? ABBA, Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera?
I love that.
Get out of here. It's Phantom of the Opera. The correct answer to that question is Les Miserables. Look at that play. Shot and a save by the netminder and Hogan. That goes wide. I'm not on the Hamilton swag yet. I like it. It's just not my favorite.
I did go see it. The wife got the tickets.
Did you like it, or do you think it's overrated?
Oh, boy. I'm on air.
Out in front of the slot, picked up by White. 2-line, well, from blue line to the face-off dot, and it's in the slot. Backhanded off the glass, out to the corner. Mish after it.
How could I say anything other than I liked it? But they were expensive tickets.
Yeah. And you go to the Cadillac Theater, it's not cheap. Neither is playing hockey.
Here's a
2-line
breakaway.
pass, breakaway chance. Here comes Red. Chance to take the lead. From backhand to forehand, took too much time on the deke partner. Easy save for Hogan.
Well, the goalie read that. That's why it was an easy save. Just an excellent read by the goalie to stop that breakaway.
Here comes White. That was an excellent pass. Flipped it up in the air. Only person that could get it was the charging forward on the cherry pick. Started off hot, and now it's cooled down on offense besides that breakaway attempt. Backhanded off the boards. Going after right now is Putram. Sorry, that's Barrett.
Well, I think both teams are shell-shocked a little bit with 2 goals in less than the first minute.
Out at the corner now at the point. Didn't get much on that shot. Glove save and a beauty on the rebound try. Great job by Posh.
You know, it's a lot harder from up here to see how he did it, but man, what a save. He just plucked that puck, you know, about 10 feet away from him, maybe 15 feet away from him. Made a real good reach to grab that with his glove.
Face off. We'll say it was won by Red, but the puck kind of trickled away from the stick of the white players, so more like a draw.
Well, I think Red has possession, so we'll give them credit.
Yeah, Red dominated the face-offs in that game against White in the 16U game. One of the many reasons Red won, including better puck possession in the attacking zone.
Another 2-on-1 here.
Great pass.
Whoa.
Just behind him. Puck loose in front of the goalie crease, and White gets it out of the zone quickly. Out at the blue line, Red on it.
I like that pass attempt, though, rather than shoot the puck in that scenario.
Here comes White team, led by Ballantyne. Ballantyne, and he can't get it in front. It falls to the boards. Another 2-on-1. White's got to be better on defense, and that's just slapped away wide on the pass attempt. Falling down, getting back on it quick, still on his feet. Determined to get that puck, still on his feet, somehow won that battle, Bob. Out
Strong skater.
White team on it. Liam Lacacho, no, he's injured, so now out behind the net.
That was fortunate. It didn't go in. The goalie got just a knee pad or a blocker on that, and the near side shot. Elevated a little bit higher, might have gone in. We were talking about this in the earlier game as well. Here on an all-star game, you've got 4 lines of quality players. It's not like the third or the fourth line gets out here and just kind of stall around a little bit, waiting for the first line to get their breather.
Face off. We'll say that one's won by White, out to the point. Now stolen away by Red. Castaneda played with the puck a little bit. Was not able to dump it in deep, as getting in the way of that passing lane was Jack Schweitzer. Sorry, that was Reed Watson. At the corner, it's a board battle, won by Red at the point. Bakes the shot, great pass to his defensive teammate, and blocked by White. Got it to Castaneda, partner, but Castaneda couldn't get it on net. Out to the blue line. Now played by Red. It's played by Behrens, their leading goal scorer and also defenseman. 3-on-3 now for Red. Shot. Blocked. They're going to try it again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Second try unsuccessful. Now 1-on-1 for White. Make it a 2-on-2. Great pass to the trailing player. Can't get it on net. No look backhanded pass. No one home to tap it in. Backhanded. Can't get it out. Wrist shot. It's blocked. Now at the corner. Tied up on the hash mark. And Red team after it. Led by Schneiderman.
Line change. That's why he dumped it in right at the goalie.
Battaglia will play it. And no choice but to freeze it. And Hogan, Kyle Hogan, he's a 6'1" goalie, plays for the Flames, and his favorite NHL player is Andrei Vasilevsky.
I like how Red shot it in right at the goalie, hoping for a face-off that way. They didn't get the face-off then. However, about 4 seconds later, they ended up with a face-off after all, and a fresh group on the rink.
So which goal did you like better, the one from Red or the one from White?
Well, the miraculous shot from the Red was just an amazing. You almost feel like that was lucky. The shot at the other end, the White shot, was almost aimed perfectly in the upper left corner. So I'd have to give my favorite goal to the White goal. In the upper corner, just placed there perfect.
So we'll get the first goal of the game as our intermission interview.
It washed off the icing. I mean, that goal would be a goal in any level, at any rink, against any goalie, that first shot.
Out at the corner, and the official got in the way of that pass. Come on, man, got to be better. Get out of the way of those passes, rep. Out to the corner, Red on the forecheck. It's been so even today, Bob. Each team, it seems, even with the puck possession.
Yeah, if we had a chess clock, it would be dead heat. Right in front, over the net.
Well, you got to defend your player, Bob. You can't just leave Red guy right in front of the net for a one-timer.
That's where you feel like if the All-Star team here were to play together in several more practices or a few games, they would be much more together, and that guy would not have been open out in front.
They tried to tap at that time to Putram, but here comes Red. Little toe drag attempt, and it's frozen away as not able to splitting the D.
And again, it's an all-star game, right? So he wasn't put to the ice on that one. I think in the regular game, that player gets put to the ice right in front of the goalie. Shouldn't be able to split the defense like that.
Face-off, won by Red, but White steals it. Here comes White. Out past the blue line. White on the attack. It's a board battle. And Red will slap it away from all the slew of players there. Shot, tried to go 5-hole with it. That time on the shot, it was Leshnek, but good save that time by the netminder in double eights, Dylan Posh.
Yeah, he shot at that 5-hole, but obviously the corners would have been the place to go if he could get the elevation on the puck from about 20 feet out.
We appreciate the president of the Central States Developmental Hockey League, Jimmy Wright, joining us for the U16 game. Offside called. Still no penalties called in this one. 25-minute halves. We will play 5 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey if there's overtime.
Yeah, and we learned that from the first game. That was an exciting, it lasted a minute, but it was an exciting minute.
Face off. That's a clean win, and he gets it over to Buckholz. Out past the blue line. Posh will play it, and great job on that play that time by Posh, as he knew he didn't have enough time and just slapped it around the boards. Red now on the forecheck. It was led by Posh on that pass. Tied up briefly was Laub as he plays it behind the net. He's trying to find Morgan, but can't get it to him. Steifer with it off the pass. He's trying to get it in deep. Now played at the hash mark.
Uh-oh, blowout.
Lost his edge.
This
Here
is a
comes a
breakaway.
breakaway. He's got a half step on the defender. Shot, couldn't get any elevation on it from Laub. And an easy save that time by Posh.
Steifer did a fantastic job getting back into the play and running it down from behind to help spoil that breakaway.
Apologize, that was Leshnak on the shot. Got to be careful where you're passing the puck, partner. Some of these passes are going off skates and pads and shin guards, and they can lead to breakaways the other way.
Well, and that's the trouble. You had to blow out at the point, and you're doomed.
Out at the corner, now played out behind the net, trying to set it up in front. Now still behind the netminder and Posh. Stolen away by Red.
Uh-oh.
Dangerous pass to break out the puck. Slap shot, puck loose, rebound try. And Red regathers themselves and just avoids giving up a costly second goal.
And I think at this point, you're going to have to give the edge to White as outplaying Red just a little bit with the forecheck and the steals in the other zone.
Do you like them breaking the puck up the middle of the ice like that, partner? I know it's an all-star game and they're fast, but White is good on defense too.
I do like breakouts up the middle.
Right in front of the goalie like that?
Well, not like that. No, my gosh, that was a bad turnover. No, you
That's
go
what I mean,
right
in front of the goalie.
In mid-ice, you want to go mid, but not in your own zone.
Yeah, breakout obviously in their own blue line, trying to get it out of their zone. As that puck goes off the side of the net, still out behind the net of Posh, and now it's played by Behrens.
Yeah, not to overwork. There was another pass that got cut off.
White team making them work in terms of breaking the puck out. Puck loose at center ice. It's played by Ola.
And that's that same thing. The White's going to continue to pressure like that, and eventually it wears you out and it leads to a goal. So that's why you feel like the game is 1-1, but White's winning 1-1.
Little slap the puck, and
Here we go.
Battaglia steals it. They got an odd man rush. 3-on-2. Stop and start move. Good lead pass. Backhander. Puck still loose. And it finds its way on the stick that time of Castaneda. Now at the hash mark. White will have to regroup, otherwise they'll be offside. Tied up on the boards. Now going after it is White team at blue line. Gongol calls for it. Instead, it goes to Behrens. Now a shot from the southpaw, and it goes off the pad that time of Hogan. At the blue line, no look backhander to the trailer in Perillo. And Perillo and his teammate that time as he tried to lead it to Belosek, and Belosek was offside.
That's the timing where they're just not used to each other.
taking the face-off will be Perillo. It's been pretty evenly matched in the face-offs. White has been not as good in terms of getting it to their defenseman. They won that face-off, partner, but they didn't get to the defense like they wanted to. Watson, backhanded pass. It was partially blocked. It was partially blocked that time by Ringhofer. Here comes Red off the boards. Now play to the winger that time in Castaneda. Sorry, that's Casal. Casal with the puck, and he gets it out to the blue line, picked up by White off the skate, kicked it to himself, and a backhanded pass. White team stop and start move. Tied up on the board, stolen by Red as they obtain it, but they've got 3 White players around them. Stays with the play on the forecheck. Puck loose, picked up by White. Ballantine calls for it, says a backhanded pass out to the left winger. Now played to Ola. Shot, didn't get much on it. Rebound try. It was near the point, partially blocked. That time by Casal, out behind the net. In front, try, and it just went off a player.
Yeah, if that was on goal, it would have gone in. Again, a couple of real quality shots from the White team here.
And you have to think, even if it went on net, did the net fall off as the shot was going towards the net or before?
Yeah, the old goalie trick, right? Knock it off its moorings before the empty net can get shot at. I don't think that's what happened.
They make sure those nets are very tightly packed in to make sure goalies don't try to pull that trick. Face off won by White.
But still, a couple of additional quality shots from White on a direct result of the forechecking. So that forechecking is wearing out Red. Now, we're not saying Red isn't playing well themselves, but White's doing a great job. Here's another shot in tight. Blocked.
Here comes Red on the attack. In front, try for Red, he scores! Great lead pass, and it's a goal for 66.
Schneiderman.
I don't have Schneiderman on my roster. Oh, there it is, Schneiderman on defense.
Yeah, on defense. But here we are complimenting the White team on their forecheck the whole time, and then all of a sudden Red comes back with the goal. So Red now with the 1-goal lead. 10 minutes to go in the first period.
Mish will take it. Instead, it's won by Red. Great job on the face-off. A time by 11.
Yeah, what happens when we're looking for the numbers and who scored the goals, we don't often look at the defenseman's side.
He was hidden there on line 3, Jake Schneiderman. And he scored to make it 2-1. So Schneiderman with the go-ahead goal.
His favorite player, Sidney Crosby. Good choice.
It was a nice Crosby-esque goal that Schneiderman scored.
It would seem if you're a defender, you'd pick a defenseman to be your favorite player, but nope, not Schneiderman.
Good lead pass. Wrist shot. Rebound try. Oh, just couldn't get it on net. Man, that was a friendly carom if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and a bouncy puck.
Leshnak on it. Leshnak. Stolen away by Red. White has numbers off the line change, including Colin Cash from the Jets. Nick Fonk on it. And stolen by White. Cash will lead the attack. Out to the winger. Looking for Mish. Past the stick of Leshnak, and he'll take a seat on the bench. Now playing it is Flewelling. Flewelling, he's got Steifer as his fellow defenseman. Going to the blue line with it. Good lead pass over to Schweitzer. Fonk trying to get the shot on net. Couldn't deliver. Here comes White. Schweitzer. He got a good lead pass that time to Gongol. Sorry, to Bruns. White team with it. Schweitzer as he passes it to Buckholz. Shot, easy glove save for Posh.
A lot of traffic in the middle of the ice on that going back and forth. Bosch wisely held on to the puck. Get a face-off, get a line change. Slow the game down just a bit.
Good luck to the Afton Americans U18 players. Will Casal, Alex Ringhofer, Connor Steifer, and Austin Tyler from your U18 coaching staff. Face-off won by Red. And swing and a miss on the pass. Try for White, a 2-on-1. Loose puck. Still in front. Still not frozen. And finally getting it out, Red at least to the boards as that puck was in front for what seemed like an eternity. Out to the corner as they try to get it over to the point. And past his stick. The goalie and Kyle Hogan from the Flames will play it.
Yeah, we had one of those earlier. You pass it back to the point, you missed the pass. You have to put some pace on the puck, and it goes all the way back into their own zone.
Pyman attacks as the lone man in. Pyman looks gassed right now. White with a full head of steam, trying to feed it that time to Schweitzerman, and now out to the boards.
Good interception offsides.
Battaglia in it, and Battaglia was offside. Under 8 minutes to go. The text line is still open. Your favorite high school, NHL, or college memory, text 330-957-7653.
I liked Ballantyne's anticipation on that play. The pass was going to center ice, and he intercepted it, got to the blue line, but of course, unfortunately, the zone wasn't cleared, and it was offsides.
Face off won by Red. Defenseman to defenseman. Out to the blue line. Played at the center line.
There's that
Out
outlet
the
I
corner.
like. Yeah, there's that outlet I like, clearing the zone into the middle of center ice.
And now played at the corner by White. Red on it. Red, no look pass. 2-on-1. Fakes the pass. Went off the side of the net. And then backhanded out behind the net.
I would have preferred to try to center it. Maybe it bounces off a skate. Who knows? But that was such a tough angle, and there wasn't going to be a rebound.
Perillo with it. Perillo, shot, puck loose. Trying to shoot that puck in that time by Schweitzer. Now off the boards.
Here's the White team pressure again.
Alfano was able to get it in deep, out behind the net. Looking for Belosek.
They've got cycles going here until then.
Red now playing it, that time by Behrens. He's had a pretty quiet game, at least offensively. Look at that. Between the legs, no look, backhanded pass.
Oh, he's fortunate they didn't get that puck.
And it's last touch by Red. We are going to have Jimmy Wright for another interview. This time I'm going to give Bob a break, and Jimmy's going to be on the mic for a couple of minutes. Yeah.
I guess we are.
Jimmy, thanks so much for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I've been involved in youth hockey 25 years, a volunteer, right? Somehow I got the keys to the cabin. I was president in Park Ridge for 10 years or so, and been 9 years with Central States. Very proud of both the organization in Park Ridge, and obviously Central States is one of the.
We're talking with the president for the Central States Developmental Hockey League, the president, Jimmy Wright. Jimmy, can you tell us about the Central States Developmental Hockey League for people that don't know about it?
Yeah, so we're a league that combines with 5 different states. There's teams that not just from Illinois. We're mostly from Illinois, but we have teams from St. Louis, Colorado, Indianapolis, Omaha, and of course Illinois. And there's a new division that we brought in, the Prospect Division, which has approximately 60 teams, which we were able to bring in another 125 kids to play, and it's a big success. And it's just growing and growing. They call us the best Tier 2 league in the country, and we're very proud of that.
Why don't you tell us about the All-Star game tonight? How exactly works for both the 16U and 18U levels?
So a bunch of midget coaches came to us and asked for our support and to put a committee together to do this 16 and 18 All-Star game. That would be Bob Heelan, Chris Chelios, Mike Perillo, and Nick Polis. And they put a great show on tonight. I mean, from start to finish, they've done a great show. It gives these kids an opportunity to show off their skills in front of their families and friends and other teammates. Right now, they're all teammates. They play for opposite teams, but now they're all on the same team. So, and a lot of these kids are going to nationals in a couple of weeks. So, we're pretty proud about that also.
Yeah, this has been exciting hockey. I thought it was going to be, NHL type of all-star game, 8-7, 6-5, but right now we got a pretty low-scoring game.
And the first game was 3-0. Now we thought, it's kind of not so much exciting, but then they tied and went overtime. It was great.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, 4-3. Well, Jimmy, before we, you got a million things to do tonight since it's All-Star Friday, but final thoughts about the 16U game and how the 18U game's panning out thus far?
Oh, the 16U game, like I said, it started out like you said. I thought these games would be high flying and no defense and a lot of scoring, but they're pretty tight. And what a comeback by the team to make it 3-3 in the 16 game, and then it went overtime. And we have implemented 3-on-3 for 5 minutes overtime. Probably this is our third year, and people love it, absolutely love it.
Well, Jimmy, thanks so much for joining us, and have a good rest of your Friday night.
All right, guys, great job. Thanks for being here.
That was always fun. We apologize for the clock, but we got it running right now. As we weren't expecting Jimmy for the second game, but we were glad that he joined us.
Well, he tells a great story, that's for sure. You want to listen to him for a long time. What a league, what an all-star game, what an event. It's kind of nice that he can actually take credit on it by people listening to him on the air. What a great job.
It's back and forth we go. It's a 2-2 tie. The text line's still open, 330-957-7653, your favorite hockey memory. Sending a good look shout out to Bobby Barrett at the CSDHL All-Star Game. He scored to make it 2-0. That was a 4-3 final score in overtime, 3-on-3 pond hockey style. Big thank you to sponsoring this game from Ecotech Insulation. With over 15 years of experience and thousands helped, Ecotech Insulation is your #1 choice for Chicago insulation contractors. 847-675-1400, ecotechinsulation.com. Shot blocked, and it scatters out to the boards. Trickling puck picked up by White as they'll play it out behind the net. A little bit dangerous pass, and it went off the tape. White going to play it now at neutral ice. On the puck that time was Sezemiak, and then played in by White. Schweitzer on it, as it's a 2-2 game. Both teams have not led for much of this game, partner. Anytime Red has taken the lead, White's right there to answer, and then vice versa.
Yes, they have, and they had a breakaway too while you had the interview earlier, and it just back and forth, long passes that are connecting, fast skaters. This is just an exciting game to watch.
Out at the red line, now played to Zezmiak. Zezmiak shot blocked. Another block save, that time by Posh off his pad.
Posh has done a good job with rebound control. Yes, there was a rebound, but put it in the corner. Nobody else had a chance to get at that puck.
You always wonder about those block shots. When you get in front of that puck, make sure your shin guards are working and that they're fully protected. Otherwise, you're going to feel that the next day.
Yeah, right.
And an icing, Olympic style. Doesn't matter if you go after it. It's still an icing.
But he redirected that play real well. You try to shoot the far pad, right, so that you get a weak side rebound on that. But if the goalie is able to put the puck into the far corner, there's no rebound from there.
Don't go anywhere. The intermission interview brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Cut them next. I mean, there's been 4 goals. It's hard to pick which one was the most exciting to watch.
Yeah, you got that right. I still like that very first one to hit the upper corner with, 12 seconds to go.
Wasn't expecting that. You got your popcorn at the concession stand. You missed it.
You haven't even had a sip of the beer yet, right?
It's 18U hockey, no beer, Bob. Can't have beer until you're 21. Used to be 18. Shot. Blocker save. Would have gone wide if he hadn't touched it, but too close to call. And the netminder and Hogan got a piece of it. No penalties thus far, and I think you're going to see no penalties the rest of this game. Officials are not going to call tripping. At least that was what we saw in the 16U game. That was the precedent set forth by the 3-man crew. Ringhofer swing and a miss. And here comes White team. Perillo with it. Not much on that backhanded pass. And now Schneiderman will take it. He's repping Lemieux's number, partner, and that second goal he scored to make, the second goal of his team look kind of like Mario Lemieux.
We have to look to see if Lemieux is his favorite player, as he's got his number.
Jake Schneiderman, according to the roster, his favorite player. Well, a fellow Penguin and Sidney Crosby. Lemieux might be too old for him. You got to remember, these guys are only 18 years old, so the players that I liked, Martin St. Louis and Alexei Yashin.
Whoa.
And
you like them?
Yeah, you don't like Alexei Yashin?
But that wouldn't be on my A list.
As that save is made by Posh.
Yeah, but Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux, now you're on my A list.
I have an Evgeny Malkin jersey.
And of course, Gretzky.
Well, anybody can say Wayne Gretzky. That's like saying, oh, my favorite baseball player is Barry Bonds. Well, everybody's favorite baseball player is Barry Bonds.
Oh, well, not mine.
Well, that's because you're not from San Francisco.
No, you have a point.
Or Pittsburgh. Played out behind the net. It's a shame that he never won a World Series title. The greatest baseball player we've ever seen never won one.
Well, that's your opinion. He's the greatest baseball player ever to play.
I never saw Babe Ruth play as a glove save and a beauty by Hogan. You could also make the argument, if the numbers continue, what's that guy's name for the Angels?
Oh, Trout?
No, the pitcher and outfielder.
Oh, Ohtani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If these numbers continue.
Well, you are saying that about Jokic.
Yeah.
But here we are, back to hockey.
Gretzky's, and I've always asked you this nickname, I've always asked you this question, partner. Gretzky is known as the Great One, but can you make the argument that defensemen and goalies are more important than goal scorers?
Well, obviously you can make that argument. I mean, that gets to football and Brady too. Is there not a middle linebacker that might be better in some way? But, 7 championships. But, Gretzky, to me, he really is the Great One.
6 seconds left in the period. Red team's got one last chance. 3 seconds. You got to shoot quick. 1 second. Does he get it off? Not in time. It was saved anyways by Hogan. How about this, partner? A 2-2 score.
So at this pace, 4-4 and another overtime. I like it.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to see more 3-on-3 overtime hockey. We'll find out in about 25 minutes if we'll get 3-on-3 overtime hockey. Let's bring it over to Kara Lentz for the intermission report, but first we're going to take a commercial break. You're watching the U18 All-Star Game here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Home grow and save a ton of dough.
Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final is taking place between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Philadelphia Flyers. They'll still have to win at Game 7 in Chicago. It's a 3-3 tie in the first overtime, meaning this has been a moderate offensive explosion with some decent defense and goaltending squeeze in between this hockey contest. This is a huge game for Blackhawks fans, as their favorite hockey team has been a laughingstock in the Western Conference for most of the previous decade. For the Flyers, they're looking to bring back Stanley Cup glory to the city of brotherly love for the first time since the 1970s. To truly understand the importance of what happens next, we need to hit that left button on the VCR. In other words, we need to rewind. The Blackhawks are an overtime goal away from cementing their legacy in NHL history. But for a franchise who used to not even televise its home games, this seemed like a pipe dream even 5 years ago. Known for his severe cheapness, Blackhawks former owner Bill Wirtz decided to cancel all home broadcast agreements with network and cable television outlets in 1992. According to Wirtz and the Wirtz Corporation as a whole, home broadcasts were, quote, unfair to the team's season ticket holders, unquote. And as crazy as this decision was by Wirtz, fan attendance increased during the mid-1990s. Incredibly, without normal home broadcasts and overall television brand awareness about the team, the Hawks averaged over 19,300 fans during the mid-1990s at the United Center. This is how it worked. WGN and other media outlets couldn't broadcast the Blackhawks games at the United Center. But if a national broadcasting network such as ESPN decided to telecast the game, a Blackhawk fan could purchase HawkVision, a subscription network worth $29.99 per month. Then you could watch the ESPN broadcast of Blackhawks vs. Red Wings at the United Center on normal cable television. It was pretty confusing, to be sure, and as you know, the internet wasn't big back then. If you were a big hockey fan and wanted to know about the Blackhawks, you either had to go to the game or wait for the hockey highlight on SportsCenter. Even then, hockey coverage wasn't big on ESPN, so it was in your best interest to purchase a ticket at the UC. So the fans kept supporting the Blackhawks even though they couldn't watch their favorite team on TV. However, the product on the ice wasn't so great. As if it were a curse from the hockey gods, the Hawks kept finding different ways to choke in the playoffs. An Original Six team, the Hawks were at one time the second most cursed Original Six franchise. The New York Rangers went titleless from 1940 until 1994, and the Hawks now find themselves in the same place as the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs and the Hawks have not hoisted Lord Stanley's Cup since the 1960s decade. For the Hawks, it's been even worse. They haven't won it all since 1961, and before that, Chicago went 23 years without hoisting the Cup. The Maple Leafs have been a borderline disaster since 1967, but at least the Leafs were a dynasty in the 60s. The Hawks were lucky to even win the 1961 Stanley Cup. So yeah, the Hawks have pretty much been mediocre or worse since 1961. However, there were moments when the franchise seemed destined for championship glory. The worst moment for Chicago hockey fans was the 1971 Stanley Cup Final against the hated Montreal Canadiens. Without air conditioning at Old Chicago Stadium, the Hawks were the home team during Game 7 of the Finals against the Canadiens. Jumping out to an early
How was this team able to get to start rolling? In 3, 2. Welcome to the Intermission Report, brought to you by SBS. It took a while for Team Red to get rolling here, but now with a commanding 3-0 lead. Andrew Holtzman, one of the goal scorers in that first half. And Andrew, how was this team able to get to start rolling and scoring and putting up some goals?
In the locker room, all the boys were getting going, game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
You and I were chatting a little bit before this interview, but just how special is it to be part of the All-Star experience and be able to have opponents you played against all season, but now some of your teammates?
Yeah, it's definitely an awesome experience, one in a lifetime, this is new to all of us, so opportunity to be here.
And also experience for you before you head down to Nationals for the Bulldogs. What's it mean for the team to make it to that level, and what can we expect from you guys in New York?
We worked so hard all year, and the boys did it. We well deserved, and we're excited for Nationals. We're going to go deep.
All right, Andrew, enjoy the moment.
Thank you very much.
That's going to do it from the Intermission Report. We'll be back for the second half in just a bit. Welcome into the intermission. Let's do that again. 3, 2. Welcome to the Intermission Report, brought to you by SBS. I'm here alongside Team Red forward Schneiderman and Jake. We found a lot out about these two teams, and within the first minute, scored one, scored the other. But how were you able to break open later in the first?
Honestly, just got to drive the net hard, got to funnel pucks to the net, just got to play simple, get the puck out, get the puck deep, and we executed that. So just got to be in the right place.
This is the the first year that the Central States have had this All-Star game. Congratulations on getting nominated. What's it been like so far? You guys barely know each other. You play against each other in the season, but this is a totally different experience.
Yeah, it's a little weird playing against them all year and then having to be on a team with them, but overall, nice guys, respectful. Everyone's having fun out here. We're just out here to have a good time.
What do you think about Dylan's performance there in the first half as well in goal?
Dylan, he played good. I mean, the first shot couldn't really do anything about that, just a snipe. So, and then second one, just unlucky goal. So it just happens, you know. As long as we keep scoring more goals than them, we'll win this game. So.
I think you just answered my next question, but I was going to ask you, what's it going to take for this second stanza of 25 minutes?
As long as we just score more goals than them, we'll win the game. So.
All right, Jake, thanks so much. Enjoy the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Puck drops for the second half coming up in just a bit on SB.
Insulate your home today and save big with Ecotech Insulation. Ecotech Insulation will save you
Back to the action at Arctic Ice Arena. Kyle Smith alongside my partner in crime, Bob Vilsoe, for another production of SBS. Partner, it was 2-2 after the first period. So, unless somebody gets the edge, wins the period, we'll see 3-on-3 pond hockey style for overtime in the third period.
Which I would love to see. I still give a lot of credit to the people who put the all-star teams together to make them even. It would be so easy in hockey to put an all-star team together where one team wins 6-0, but the first game where we had overtime and this game 2-2 after the first half, this is nothing but exciting hockey.
It sure has, partner. We had Jake Schneiderman in the intermission report. He made it 2-1. You know what? White came right back to tie it up at 2-2. 32 seconds into the game, White scored. We might think, oh, it's going to be a White blowout. They came to play. Red's not ready for it. And then 20 seconds later, Red scored. So we really don't know who's going to win this game. Both teams are going teeter for totter, tick for tack tonight.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to win. And you're right. The one goal, it's like monkey see, monkey do. Oh, they got a goal. We better get one. So we have to try harder. What's also nice about this place, this facility, again, there's enough seating on the far side and virtually every seat is taken. This is just a fantastic place to play hockey. The restaurant up there, it's got TV sets in there. We got the sky boxes. We're in one of them. I think we're in the owner's box right here at the mid-ice. Just a great place to play hockey.
Yeah, it's a fun little arena, right? You got the regular seats right on the glass, really low to the ground. Then you got the owner's box and all the other boxes for the scouts and coaching staff. Then you got the restaurant right behind us, the skybox. It's one of my favorite rinks. If you've ever been to Johnny's Ice House, kind of like that, although Johnny's Ice House has a little bit more elevated seating, but this is a fun arena for hockey, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm used to the little rinky-dink ones where the ceiling is only, 20 feet high or something like that, and there's certainly not an upper deck. You almost feel like if you lift the puck to get it out of your own zone, it hits the netting and the ceiling. Not here.
Well, we talked about the goal scorers coming into this game, as the goal scorers are brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. And we talked about the goal scorers, and here are the standings, by the way, for the U16. Littleton led the way with 23 wins, 5 losses. Bulldogs 21 and 6. So, you know, for both teams, partner, it's going to be a fun game, and I'd love to see a little bit more from Mitchell Behrens. We talked about him a lot in the pregame show, 21 goals, 12 assists, but they've kind of stifled him on his pinches going and attacking the net.
Well, I'm intrigued that they're listing him as a defenseman because I've seen him a lot in the corners duking it out there. So he's definitely an offensive-minded defenseman, and then some winger has to take a spot at the point.
Face-off won by White, as we're going to find out if anybody's going to win this period, as it was a 2-2 tie going into the second period. 25-minute halves. Shot goes wide out behind the net, picked up by Red, as it was picked up that time by Schneiderman. He made it a 2-1 game. Now picked up by Casau. Casau out behind the net, trying to clear it, and he does. Tap pass, and it does go past the center line, so no icing, and it's played out behind the net in the backup netminder tonight for White team. They have two goalies, one of them, Brendan Kelly. He is playing the second period in lieu of Kyle Hogan. Off the glass. Schneiderman keeps it in. Schneiderman out to the hash mark, fakes the shot, still in deep, and a good job playing the puck that time by the netminder, the backup netminder in Brendan Kelly.
Yeah, after he was going in toward the goalie, the defenders did a good job staying with the other players so that he had to take the shot, he couldn't pass it, and then the goalie handled the one-on-one in tight. Cut off the angle coming in from the side. It's good hockey here.
Cash normally takes the face-off, but he'll go to the left wing side. An interesting setup for White. They're putting 3 players to the right. This is a great song, by the way. And it's won by White. Not my favorite California song, though. I got to go Phantom Planet, California.
California songs? How about California Dreamin'?
Too old. Out to the corner.
I think that song is one of the reasons why I finally took a vacation in California. I got to see what they were all dreaming about.
What part of California did you go to?
Well, that vacation was LA. That's the night I camped out in the day before the Rose Bowl parade. So I'm camping outside to get a good seat. So I was in the main drag of the Rose Bowl parade.
That's nice. And the shot and the save was by Bruns. His dad, of course, owns Bruns and Bruns, one of our sponsors of the night. They're in New Lenox, Illinois, 815-485-5656. BrunsAccounting.com. Sending an all-star game shout out to Jason Castaneda, the Falcons. Good luck and congrats, Jason.
2-on-1.
Nice pass in front, shot, oh my goodness! What a save!
Yes, he needed to pull the trigger right away rather than stick handle and then shoot. Gave the goalie time to cross the crease. But what a shot, what a play. Nicely set up, and unfortunately the goalie, or fortunately for the goalie, made the save.
That was a fantastic save.
Yeah, but that was because it wasn't a one-time shot.
Brendan Kelly, that might be the save of the day. Although that that butterfly glove save that Spoutaker had was fantastic too.
Yeah, we'll have to put one of those sponsors on the save of the day.
Maybe it'll be a Progressive sponsor. You can save big on your car insurance, and that's the save of the day.
I don't think they paid for that airtime there.
They did not pay for it. So we're not. That's the last time we're mentioning Progressive the rest of the night.
The last time we're mentioning that insurance company.
Yep. The rest of the night, not in life. Shot.
Good
blocker,
save.
Rebound, try out in front.
We were talking earlier about rebound control. That's not good rebound control. It was a high shot, knocked it down right in front of him. The puck sat for a fraction of a second before it was cleared.
That's that tough shot to handle, right? But you'd like to block it and have that blocker save trickle out behind the net.
You know, and I don't know from here, but it looked to me like that was going to go over the net anyway, but you still got to pop up and stop it. But back to rebound control. Try to glove that next time.
Yeah.
Of course, easy for me to say.
It's always easier to play armchair hockey than regular hockey.
Armchair, any sport. This is what I would have done. This is what I would have done. Of course, we're legends in our own mind. Past the years, we don't play anymore.
That's why the favorite character in South Park history is probably Captain Hindsight.
Yeah.
You ever seen that episode?
No, but just the name tells me all I need to know on that one.
He has no powers. All he does is tell people what they should have done in hindsight.
Yeah, I work with some people like that. Not here, of course.
The good days of South Park before they ran out of ideas.
Well, that took them a long time to run out of ideas.
White team on the attack, block shot. You're going to have to earn it if you're white team. Red team's getting in the way of those shots. Little hesitation move, read well by White.
Well, when you have 4 lines of all-stars, you're going to have good hockey and apparently good even hockey.
They make it look so easy, partner, but it is not easy. Stick handling while backward skating at the same time.
Well, and how fun for these players, too, because then they get to look forward to this game again next year. If you were on the U16 team, now you get to be on the U18 team.
And if you're on the U18 team, maybe you'll be playing some college hockey next year.
Or maybe if you're a junior, you can play this game twice in a row.
True, it's U18, so if you're 17 years old, you can play one more year of hockey.
Great anticipation at the blue line.
Red team taking it to him on this forecheck.
Yes, they are.
Led by Longaba out to the corner, played by Bruin. Bruin from Chesterfield.
The left-handed stick blocker made that save.
We got some German last names. We got Schneiderman and Schweitzer. The Germans represented on the ice tonight. Of course, they're all from America, but they got that German heritage last name. Every time I rewatch the movie Miracle, I'm just in awe that there used to be a West Germany and an East Germany in the Olympics.
Right, right.
How crazy that was with the Berlin Wall. Here comes red team on the attack. Shot for Schneiderman off the post. Could have had his second goal of the game. Goalie's best friend, right? The post.
Right. And the puck is still kept in.
Now, did it hit the inside of the post and hit net? I don't think so. I think it just hit the post.
It hit the outside, or it would have bounced the other direction. Thing is, on that play, I thought there was offside, so there's a large part of me that's kind of glad the puck didn't go in. If you play this game back, look to see if there was offsides on that prior to the shot hitting the post.
Blocker save on the backhanded try out to the corner, picked up by White. Another backhanded try, almost redirected it in. That time, great job. That time by Lekochoy.
That was close, and this is the first time in a long time the puck has been to our right. Stolen again.
Shot, whiffed on it. On the try that time was Reindeck.
It's just a line change matchups is causing this. Play on the left for a while, then play on the right.
Oh my goodness, what a move. Toe drag and a beauty. Pad save, puck loose in the slot. Turnaround try. Another beautiful save by the netminder in Brendan Kelly. I have to take him out for a steak dinner, partner. He has been fabulous this game.
Here's a breakaway, semi-breakaway.
You lied.
I did. I was excited. I didn't see the defender sitting on the other blue line over there.
No one likes a liar, Bob.
I should go into politics then.
Did not see that one coming. Out to the
That was my political satire for the day.
That was your 30-second political satire bit. Out to the blue line. No look. Backhanded pass shot. Puck loose. Kelly again. What else is new? Partner, that might be our player of the game for both games. He has just been fabulous today.
Player of the game for both games?
Schneiderman as well, but I don't know. Kelly has been fabulous, especially that shot at point-blank range on the breakaway. My goodness.
Well, and this is what's fun about an all-star game. You've got very talented individuals playing these spots and making great plays and showing why they belong on this team.
In my opinion, has been the best goalie of all the goalies we've seen thus far in the all-star game. He has been fantastic. One-timer try, Brendan Kelly again. If you score on him, you better save the puck.
Well, he's been tested, that's for certain.
Tripping, no call.
We like those no calls.
We're here to see goals, not penalties.
That's right. Of course, penalties lead to goals. Here's another breakaway. Oh, it didn't connect. Good defense.
Off the glass, Leschnak on it. If you're red team, partner, knowing how good Kelly is it getting into your head a little bit? What do we got to do to score, or do you just keep playing your game and eventually that puck's going to get past the end line?
Exactly. Keep forechecking, keep pestering him with shots. You don't want to make that one pass too many necessarily. I mean, pass to somebody who's got a wide open shot for sure, but take the shots.
And if you're the opposing goalie for red in Van Herrick, do you feel a little bit pressure thinking, if I give up one goal, that's it, Kelly's not going to give up any?
I can answer that. That is absolutely the truth. When you see a goalie standing on his head at the other end of the rink, you're like, I better not let the one shot that comes toward me go in.
Goalie stats brought to you by SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Noah Van Herrick for the Highland Park Falcons. Pretty good numbers, 90.9 save percentage, 3.01 GAA. And the man of the game thus far, Brendan Kelly, he has been fabulous this season. Only 17 games played, might be because of injury. Guess what his goals against average is?
I could probably look it up. I'm going to say 1.95.
1.05.
Oh, too bad. Well, that tells you why he's so good.
Too bad for the forwards.
Yeah.
Only 17 games played, by the way. Kyle Hogan, he has 8 more games played, so the sample size and the numbers go up. Very good GAA, 1.95. But my goodness, Brendan Kelly, what a goalie this guy is. 1.05 goals against average.
Oh, we are going to get a penalty. The stick got underneath his feet. He spun him around. So we have our first tripping call of the game.
And the fans are booing.
Yeah, they're saying it was too inadvertent.
Doesn't matter, partner. A trip's a trip.
Can't see his number.
And they're actually going to call holding the stick. So it's White's power play.
Well, this is huge now. With a 2-2 game with 16:30 to go, White is on the power play. Now, you wouldn't want to pull the goalie here. We were talking about that earlier. And if you're behind and you have a power play late in the game, go ahead and pull the goalie, but not here. Cleared out of the zone by Red. That'll lead up some time.
And if you're Red, partner, you got to play very conservative. 5-on-4. Anytime you get the puck, just ice off the boards. And some of these CSDHL tournaments that I've done play-by-play for when it comes to hockey TV, they make it a rule that you cannot ice the puck even when you're down a man. That's a centering pass off a skate.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a good form of defense either. I think you got to work it out and eat up the clock, because what happens, you ice it, 5 seconds later the puck is back in your zone for a face-off and you got whatever, 50-50 of controlling it. So I think the better strategy is find a way to hit it up ice slowly.
Zizmanek with it. What a move! So, and because of the ricochet off the skate, it went to his left winger. They'll reset at the point. Shot! Puck loose, and Red will just flip it out of the zone. Going after that puck was Alfano, but he couldn't get a piece of it.
See, this uses up more time than icing, and they got the face-off out here too. The White team bench is right below us. If we look over the edge past these balloons, you know, the balloons really dress up the ice arena nicely. The Red bench is probably right underneath our cameraman.
White bench right underneath us, so they are not near the goalie, partner. That's going to help Red a little bit on these line changes. White has to go a further distance on the line changes on their power play. 2-line pass with a full head of steam to the trailer. And almost lost it, and he indeed lost it.
Very close to offsides entering the zone.
Out to Ola. Ola at the point to Battaglia. Battaglia will take his time.
They need to get some traffic in front of the net.
Absolutely, partner. Got plenty of time. You'd like to get at least 2 more shots. 17 seconds left on the power play.
Well, they wanted 1 quality shot. They got that. Good rebound.
Look at those moves by Longaba, but playing the puck well was Battaglia, and that will do it. So no goals scored on the power play. We've only seen 2 penalties in the entire 2 games. Battaglia, shot, big time save by Van Herrick. And here we go, partner. If you're Red team, is the pressure on, knowing that Kelly's confidence continues to go up as the game continues?
Well, they just killed a penalty, so they've got to feel good about themselves. And sometimes when you kill a penalty, that momentum that the other team had because of the penalty swings. So now the Red team has to feel like, well, we played even with them, and it was 4-on-5 on the ice, you know, plus the goalies. But now it's 5-on-5, so you feel like, nah, the momentum is with us now.
Little snapshot off the boards. Buchholz goes after it. Olympic-style hockey. And even though winning the battle was 15 of Red, White team will get a face-off in the deep end of Red.
Yeah, 2 face-offs in a row. You definitely want to have face-offs in the forward circles.
Congratulations to Matteo Ruffalo. We're proud of you. Love, Mom and Dad. Congratulations and good luck to Hawks U18 goalie Brendan Kelly. I don't think he needs good luck. I think he's just an excellent hockey player.
Yeah, he's just flat-out skilled, right?
That's a young man that is most likely playing hockey at the next level.
It would be interesting to find out what that means for all of these players, which schools they all go to continue their hockey careers.
Do they play juniors? Do they go out of state? Schneiderman out of country. He's been fantastic. If we had to pick the 2 best players for each team, Kelly for White, Schneiderman for Red. And of course, hockey has the 3 stars of the game. Who would the 3rd star be?
Yeah, it's so hard to pick out of this.
High stick, no call.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to look at the defenseman perhaps. So here, oh, good pass cross court.
Shot!
Cross court.
Big time blocker save by Van Herrick. That's got to be a Dutch origin on that last name. White team plays it in their own territory. I always think of Van Vliet, who's Dutch origin. Did you know he grew up in Rockford?
Yeah, I actually knew that. Van Vliet.
Swing and a miss. You don't get credit with anything if you swing and miss in baseball, and the same thing goes for hockey. Off the boards, played by White, now past the blue line. 3 men around him. No choice but to stop and start. Good pass as he finds Bruns trailing on the play. Bruns with a spinorama. Now out to the corner as he couldn't find Leshna. At the face-off dot, back to the point, and white team trying to keep it in. Now played at neutral ice. Here comes red. Out to Morgan. Morgan. Great pass in front.
There it goes.
Backhanded in. Red retakes the lead.
The puck was taken into the corners. He was looking back to see who to pass it to, tried to make a back pass. The puck got deflected, and it was right in the crease for an easy goal.
That's what you got to do, partner. Crash the net, led by Ryan Morgan. Wyatt Flew-Welling finished the play. No chance for Brendan Kelly. And that was the pressure on White. Now they know, look, we haven't played great offensively in this second period. We got to score at least once more to force overtime.
Well, and that, like we were talking earlier, puts pressure on Van Herrick. He's got the win in his hands now.
Spinorama. Red
This is
team
trouble.
has an odd man rush on the bad pinch. Morgan fakes the shot. Pass Kelly again.
That was the epitome of trying to pass the puck into the net. He probably needed to shoot it with a little bit more snap. Kelly could get across the crease because he had some time.
Yeah, I'm with you, partner. More of a crash net philosophy. That low shot right at the pad. See if his rebound control is good or not.
Well, while he was shooting, that the net looked open, but Kelly closed it off very quickly.
It's just they're not. If you're going to do that pass, you have to one-time it into the net. If you take even a split second to catch and then shoot, it looks like Kelly's going to save it every time.
Yeah, well, he one-timed it, but it was a slow one-time. It was almost like he was passing it into the net rather than a shot into the net, which is what they tell you to do in a different sport, soccer. Just pass the ball into the net. It works. But here on the little net, the fast Kelly, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you'd like to see on those one-timers, you know, because Kelly's got to go from one post to the other, right, to where the pass is going. You shoot to the other side of the post because he's not ready for that shot. He's trying to attack the other post where you're located.
Well,
shot and save.
And Kelly has a lot of anticipation, too. He can see the play developing in front of him, and he can kind of read the pass coming and knows he's got to get over there quickly.
Out in front, trying to shoot that one on net that time by Belisek, and here comes Red on the attack. White team still has plenty of time, just over 11 minutes remaining. Shot didn't get much on it on that shot attempt by Zemazek, and here comes Red. Little deke that time. It was by Ringhofer, now at the corner. Out in front, winning that battle is Red. Barron's on it. Barron's, maybe a bad pass, we'll see. 2-on-2 now for White. Breakaway coming up for White. Good deke, but a beautiful save by Van Herrick. Maybe thought that a little bit too much, partner. Maybe just try to shoot that on next time.
The goalie went down quick, right? And then the stick handling didn't get the puck up into the air and needed to. So it was a good save.
Van Herrick, though, my goodness, what a save that was.
Right, with a one-goal lead. That's right now the save of the game, I'd say. 3-2, breakaway. He was not fooled by the puck handling. So now he's got to keep the shutout for 10 minutes and 28 seconds, but we don't really want it to be a shutout for 10 minutes and 28 seconds. We want a goal so we can see some more overtime.
Out past the red line, lost his stick. That time did Schneiderman.
Don't push the puck.
It would be a hand pass if you did. Snapshot saved by Van Herrick. He's going to have to do that the rest of the game because White team's going to give them their best shot to try to win this game.
Yeah, I think White's strategy at this point in time, pester the goalie with as many shots as they can, hope for deflections and rebounds. I wouldn't be surprised to hear him say something like keep the puck low to get those rebounds because you keep it up high and you get the rebound control in his glove.
White team on it at the hash mark. Face-off dot now. Deep in the zone and now out behind the net. Van Herrick was making sure it didn't trickle past his 5-hole into the net. Now past the red line. Shot. Easy pad save by Kelly, but that's what red team's going to do going forward. Crash the net, pepper him constantly. Now at the corner. Played by red. Off the boards, trying to keep it in. No offside. White team will play it at neutral ice. Battaglia had it briefly. Puck loose. Spinorama on a beautiful one. Now Red with it. Longabaugh calls for it. Longabaugh trailing on the play. Puck loose. Battaglia backhands it out, but they can't fully get it out. Red at the faceoff dot. Fonk, shot, wide. Red will try it again. No one home in the slot. And Schneiderman will keep it in. Schneiderman didn't get much elevation on it. Puck loose in the slot. Now back to the point. Schneiderman, he'll try it again. This time tries to play it off the boards. 3 white people were around it, and they're able to steal it away.
Excellent pressure from Red, obviously. Whites couldn't clear it. A couple of interceptions trying to clear the puck. Red changes the lines, and they'll continue with the pressure as they steal the next pass.
Yeah, 2-line pass attempt read well by Schneiderman. Schneiderman tied up well that time by Rindak, and now out to the neutral ice.
I like how Red swarmed the puck on that one.
So far, Wyatt Flew-Welling with the game-winning goal. Shot. That wasn't even close to being on net, Bob. Out behind the net. Don't have to rush it, though, Parter. You got more than 8 minutes left of hockey. Out to the blue line. At the face-off dot. Good little tic-tac-toe action, but just didn't get his stick on the ice. Tried to feed it that time over to Putram. Out in front, shot, save again by Van Herrick. And they get it out.
This has been pressure on one end and then pressure on the other. It's like we talked about earlier. It's the line changes. The mix of the line changes is causing one team or the other to be in the other team's zone for extended periods. Hitting the deck hard there.
You'd like to see a goal scored in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to have to pull Kelly out to the corner. At the blue line. As Red just going to play a little keep away here. Seraphin trailing on the play. Seraphin with it. Shot off the glove of Kelly. And it caroms off the boards, off the glass, in fact, to the corner. Buckholz will play it to the corner. Mish calls for the puck. Instead, it'll be a 2-on-3 rush. Past the face-off dot. Keeping the puck. Possession is crucial down the stretch for White. At the face-off dot. Spinorama, good. Moving of the puck right now by White. Played to the point. Now
Red,
over to Alfano.
Yeah, Red is packed in on defense here. Oh, with the steal at the blue line.
Yeah, Cash
2-on-1.
Was playing a little bit too much with it. 2-on-2 now. Shot, Kelly again! This could easily be a 5-2 game, partner. Kelly's been fantastic between the pipes. Trip, no call. That was a blatant trip,
Yeah,
Bob.
I think that's one I might have actually called. Backing up, and he was tripped from behind while he was about ready to shoot in front of the net. That's probably one that could have been called.
That would have been a killer if you're a fan of White. You would have been in the box 2 minutes and down a goal. Red team steals. Laub, shot! And that might have been blocked. Either way, it would have been a really tough goal. He was almost at the end line when he shot it.
Again,
Shot
new
by
line.
Morgan.
Yeah, and again, new line, and Red's really pressing.
Morgan, he's not the tallest player, partner, but he is just a nuisance in front of the net. Meanwhile, White still trailing by 1. Out to Laub now, as Laub will play it. Out past center ice, Morgan on the attack. Lost it. Bruns has it. Bruns lost it. Laub, beautiful move, but he couldn't finish. Shot, a pass, no one home.
Yeah, threw it across the crease, hoping for a deflection or a player they didn't see was going to get there.
Bruns had it briefly. Laub steals it. Bruns attacks. They stay onside. Bruns with a beautiful pass. Shot saved again by Van Herrick. Loose puck briefly and then covered up well by Van Herrick.
Who did a great job coming out to cut off the angle. The attack was on the right side here, and he couldn't go across because the defender was in the way. So Van Herrick knew he was safe if he cut down the angle on that shot. The only thing the offensive player could have done is go around the net for a wraparound on the other side.
Out to the corner. Keeping it in well is White. Now back out to the boards. Played to the corner. This is played by Schweitzer. Trying to shoot that one in by Zamasak.
Yeah, right across the crease again. Nobody there for it. One-timer right into the goalie again.
Puck loose.
Probably not icing.
As Ola will play it. Loose puck, Ola after it, as was Tyler, and Tyler slaps it off the boards. Now going after it is Ballantyne. He's tied up and stolen away by Red. Shot! And I don't know what happened there. It should have been an easy save for Kelly, and it went past his glove.
I'm just enjoying the one-goal lead in the last period of the game. It's so fun to watch, yeah, because one team's pressing to get that goal, and the other team is trying to get a breakaway or pack it in on defense so that they can't get a shot.
I mean, it's a fun all-star game, isn't it? Because the hitting is low. The penalties, well, they should have called a couple more trippings. But it's been exciting hockey. It's kind of like an old squirt game where you can't check yet, and it's been fabulous hockey to watch with low penalties.
Well, yeah, it's almost like international hockey where it's less physicality.
Out at the face-off dot.
I guess we need a wider arena to call it an official game, international official game.
For sure, man, for sure.
Held in at the point again.
.428 remaining in the period. Red team on the attack.
Which lately has been, as usual, centered.
Shot, save, great save that time. Castaneda was on the shot.
Your favorite goalie, Kelly, coming up big on another save. It's going to be sad when they have to pull him. Of course, it'll be exciting. Both teams changing on the face-off.
Face-off won by White. And they're going to have to win the face-offs going forward if they can to try to maintain the pressure on Red. Partially blocked. Stifer after it. And getting the puck that time is Flewelling, who has the game-winning goal. Shot, save, loose puck in the slot. Font on it. Font lost it. White maintaining the pressure.
Boy, that sure looked like it was going to be the equalizer.
Still have time. 3:48 in the period. Stop and start by Buckholz to the other faceoff dot. Shot! Blocker side on the shot. Tried to fire it on net, and Van Herrick was there with the answer. Out at the corner, White team still trailing by 1. They had a 1-0 lead. Then it was 1-1. 2-1 Red. White answered. Now it's 3-2. White has not led since it was 1-0. Looking to tie it up with under 3:30 to go.
This is a long shift for Red.
Yeah, you'd love to see a line change.
Allow shots on goal and clear it without getting an icing call. Can't have more of an exciting game than this. And Herrick going back to the net.
1:18 remaining in the period. We do apologize. But we are back. We will upload that minute on-demand content.
Well, what we can say, although it was exciting for that 1 minute, nobody scored.
That's right, partner. Nobody scored, so it's like it never happened.
Oh, no.
So it'll be 6-on-5 hockey. Most likely will not see a penalty against Red unless it's so blatant they have to call it.
And we don't want to see an empty net goal. We want to see this go down to the wire, a one-goal game, or tied. Pushing it forward, get out of the zone. White has to regroup with about 1:13 to go. Overloaded the right side. The puck headed up the right side of the ice. Into the corner now. Centered, stolen.
54 seconds remaining. White team on it.
But not cleared.
Laub has it. Laub for the empty netter. And they called icing before he shot it.
I thought he was ahead of the zone. I thought he was in front of the red line. Another one to play back. Icing can't be icing. They wouldn't have a mid-ice face-off. It is icing.
Man, that was touch and go, partner. They haven't called it icing. Like, remember I talked about how they're icing it just before they get past the center line?
But I think that got iced long after he was in front of the line.
No, it was the right call, but they haven't called that all night.
Got to play that back. Here we go.
Red team.
One man back for a goal.
Laub on it. 37 seconds left. Pass center ice.
3-on-2.
6-on-5. Shot. Yeah, it's more of a pass. Now you got to rush if you're White. 30 seconds left. Pass and a shot. Can't think of it. Just get it in front and shoot. Ola on the pinch. Running out of time. 20 seconds left. Too much passing. Wrist shot.
That's not going to do it.
Red team looking to clear. Puck loose at the face-off dot. 15 seconds left. Still down by 1. At the point. Off the boards. Schneiderman trying to get it out. Can't. 9 seconds left. At the corner. Spinorama, you got to get it in front. No look pass. No one home. 2 seconds left. Last try for White on net. Van Herrick freezes it with 0.1 left.
Well, we'll have a face-off, but that puck won't get into the net in that 1/10 of a second. The right play was made, though. Center the puck through the crease and hope for a deflection or a tip-in. An exciting end to a 3-2 game. They're going to have to wait 1/10 of a second for their final celebration.
And that
they
will
did get
do
the
it.
shot on goal, and it was saved by Van Herrick. Question is, had that gone in, would it have counted?
I don't even know if that counts as a shot on goal, partner, because it was 0.1. Whenever it touches the stick, that starts the clock.
That would have been, yeah, they might have said, even if it got in the net, doesn't count.
It's not a shot on goal, so we'll get you post-game and any of the pre-game interviews that we weren't able to get for the 18U game. But final thoughts, partner, before we go to our post-game report.
Well, other than being honored to be able to do this game in both games today, what an exciting pair of games between two evenly matched all-star teams.
So we do apologize, but like I said, we will upload the minute we lost on the SBS YouTube channel. Post-game interviews coming up next. So for our excellent crew, that does it for our play-by-play broadcast. Chris Angela, Bob Vilsaway, and Carol Lentz, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. The post-game show coming up next. You're watching Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
6 of the Stanley Cup Final is taking place between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Philadelphia Flyers. They'll still have to win at Game 7 in Chicago. It's a 3-3 tie in the first overtime, meaning this has been a moderate offensive explosion with some decent defense and goaltending squeeze in between this hockey contest. This is a huge game for Blackhawks fans, as their favorite hockey team has been a laughingstock in the Western Conference for most of the previous decade. For the Flyers, they're looking to bring back Stanley Cup glory to the city of brotherly love for the first time since the 1970s. To truly understand the importance of what happens next, we need to hit that left button on the VCR. In other words, we need to rewind. The Blackhawks are an overtime goal away from cementing their legacy in NHL history. But for a franchise who used to not even televise its home games, this seemed like a pipe dream even 5 years ago. Known for his severe cheapness, Blackhawks former owner Bill Wirtz decided to cancel all home broadcast agreements with network and cable television outlets in 1992. According to Wirtz and the Wirtz Corporation as a whole, home broadcasts were, quote, unfair to the team's season ticket holders, unquote. And as crazy as this decision was by Wirtz, fan attendance increased during the mid-1990s. Incredibly, without normal home broadcasts and overall television brand awareness about the team, the Hawks averaged over 19,300 fans during the mid-1990s at the United Center. This is how it worked. WGN and other media outlets couldn't broadcast the Blackhawks games at the United Center. But if a national broadcasting network such as ESPN decided to telecast the game, a Blackhawk fan could purchase Hawkvision, a subscription network worth $29.99 per month. Then you could watch the ESPN broadcast of Blackhawks vs. Red Wings at the United Center on normal cable television. It was pretty confusing, to be sure, and as you know, the internet wasn't big back then. If you were a big hockey fan and wanted to know about the Blackhawks, you either had to go to the game or wait for the hockey highlight on SportsCenter. Even then, hockey coverage wasn't big on ESPN, so it was in your best interest to purchase a ticket at the UC. So the fans kept supporting the Blackhawks even though they couldn't watch their favorite team on TV. However, the product on the ice wasn't so great. As if it were a curse from the hockey gods, the Hawks kept finding different ways to choke in the playoffs. An original six team, the Hawks were at one time the second most cursed original six franchise. The New York Rangers went titleless from 1940 until 1994, and the Hawks now find themselves in the same place as the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs and the Hawks have not hoisted Lord Stanley's Cup since the 1960s decade. For the Hawks, it's been even worse. They haven't won it all since 1961, and before that, Chicago went 23 years without hoisting the Cup. The Maple Leafs have been a borderline disaster since 1967, but at least the Leafs were a dynasty in the 60s. The Hawks were lucky to even win the 1961 Stanley Cup. So yeah, the Hawks have pretty much been mediocre or worse since 1961. However, there were moments when the franchise seemed destined for championship glory. The worst moment for Chicago hockey fans was the 1971 Stanley Cup Final against the hated Montreal Canadiens. Without air conditioning at Old Chicago Stadium, the Hawks were the home team during Game 7 of the Finals against the Canadiens. Jumping out to an early 2-0 lead, legendary netminder Tony Esposito couldn't stop Jacques Lamar's 60-foot-away snapshot, giving the Canadiens their first goal of the contest. Chicago Tribune writer Bob Verdi said there was a humid haze hung over the ice, but Esposito refused to blame the rink's lack of air conditioning on the soft goal he gave up. He had a point, since Lamar's shot was nearly from the center line. The Canadiens never looked back and scored twice more to upset the Hawks and win 3-2 on Chicago's home ice. Since then, the Hawks have never been closer to winning the Cup as they were that day in 1971. That is, until tonight anyway. As painful as it was in 1971, Hawks fans who were still alive in 1992 had to be devastated at what happened next to Ed Belfour and Dominik Hasek. Incredibly, Eddie the Eagle Belfour and Dominik the Dominator Hasek were both on the Blackhawks at the same time. Two future Hall of Fame goalies were both on the Hawks, and yet the franchise still couldn't win a Stanley Cup with either netminder. Belfour was the starter during the brief Belfour-Hasek years. The Hawks made the 1992 Stanley Cup championship round with Belfour and Hasek both on the roster. It was also a Chicago team with Chris Chelios leading the defensemen, and forward Jeremy Roenick was on this Hawks team as well. Led by captain Dirk Graham, the Hawks went on a very impressive winning streak in the playoffs. After falling to a 2-1 series deficit to the St. Louis Blues, the Hawks won their next 3 games against the Blues, as well as back-to-back series sweeps against the Detroit Red Wings and the Edmonton Oilers. Just like that, 11 consecutive victories saw the Blackhawks 4 wins away from ending up as the last team standing. The only team in their proverbial way the NHL's version of the Super Mario Brothers, otherwise known as Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr. The Pittsburgh Penguins were the defending Cup champions, and after narrowly beating the Washington Capitals in Game 7 during Round 1, the Pens found their way in the finals thanks to winning 8 of their last 10 games. Hasek was probably Chicago's better goalie entering the playoffs, as the Dominator earned all rookie honors and went 10-4-1 during his 15 starts between the pipes. Between a contract holdout from Belfour and Crazy Eddie missing games this season due to personal reasons, Hasek was turning into a fan favorite, while Belfour was the more controversial choice at net. However, head coach and general manager Mike Keenan stuck with Belfour throughout the playoffs. He turned out to be the best goaltender in the postseason, not named Tom Barrasso. The problem is Barrasso plays for Pittsburgh, so it was up to Roenick and company to find consistent offense against the Eastern Conference's best goalie. It looked like the Hawks had the Pens right where they wanted them when they took a 4-1 lead during Game 1. But the hockey gods haven't liked Chicago since 1961. Whenever the Hawks can blow a postseason lead during crunch time, they like to do it. The Pens scored 4 unanswered goals on their home ice, including the game winner with just 13 seconds left in OT. A crushing 5-4 loss for the Hawks, and they never rebounded from it. It was a sweep for the Pens as the Penguins celebrated their championship victory at Chicago Stadium. Hasek even showed during the series that he still had some raw rookie moments, but Belfour clearly wasn't himself. Hasek subbed in for Belfour in Game 4 after Eddie the Eagle gave up 2 goals on just 4 shots on goal. Keenan had a tough decision to make between keeping Hasek and Belfour, but with Belfour 1 year removed from winning the Vezina and Williams M. Jennings trophies for best goalie, Keenan had no choice but to allow Hasek to become expendable. The Sabres then cashed in on the young goalie's athleticism by fleecing the Hawks with a terrible trade request. The Sabres received a future Hall of Famer in Hasek, and the Blackhawks received just future draft considerations and a goalie in Stefan Beauregard, who never played a single minute in the goalie crease. The future draft considerations eventually led to the Hawks drafting Eric Daze in the 4th round. Daze became an all-star left winger, but serious back and herniated disc issues saw the team's promising winger limited to just 74 games in 3 seasons after his all-star game appearance in 2002. He retired after playing just 1 game in 2005. That being said, Keenan didn't want there to be a locker room controversy between Hasek and Belfour, and it's easy to say in hindsight when no one knew how great Hasek would become. Unfortunately, Belfour wouldn't even finish his career in Chicago. The Hawks were worried that he wouldn't re-sign with the team, so they shipped him off to San Jose for 3 players I personally never heard of until I Googled them: Ulf Dahlin, Michael Sikora, and Chris Terreri. Terreri was put in the very tough position of trying to fill Belfour's shoes in net, and he never got close to reaching Belfour's milestone achievements. Blackhawk fans kept asking themselves, is this team cursed? The 1999 Stanley Cup Final pitted Belfour against Hasek as the Dallas Stars took on the Buffalo Sabres. Belfour eventually won the cup over Hasek in the series, although Hasek won more cups than the Eagle once he began playing for the Red Wings. The Blackhawks managed just 1 more Western Conference Finals appearance with Belfour in net, and they wouldn't get back to the Western Conference Finals until last season. No one ever wishes someone to die, but success seemed to reach the Blackhawks once Bill Wirtz passed away from complications of cancer on September 26, 2007. His son, Rocky Wirtz, took over the team, and during their first season with Rocky as the CEO, the Hawks finished above 500 for the first time in 6 years. With John McDonough as the president and Joel Quenneville as the head coach, the Hawks made it back to the playoffs and finished in the Final Four. The Red Wings once again got in their way and easily took care of the Hawks 4-1 during the 2009 Western Conference Finals. Entering the 2009-10 season, the Hawks decided they need a veteran forward who could score goals and match up against their biggest rival, the Detroit Red Wings. Marian Hossa signed with the Blackhawks, giving the Hawks a formidable 1-2-3 punch on line 1 on Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, Marian Hossa. That is, if they ever needed to use all 3 guys on the power play. The Hawks were a tough team to beat in 2010, and they finished just 1 point shy of the Western Conference leading Sharks, but the Hawks were the better team in the Western Conference Finals and swept the Sharks to make it to the Stanley Cup Final. Their opponent was an unlikely one, the Philadelphia Flyers. Entering the playoffs as a 7th seed, the Flyers had little title aspirations, but after the top-seeded Capitals were stunned in round 1 to the 8th-seeded Canadiens, there was new hope in Philly. The Flyers looked dead in the water when they trailed 3-0 in the Eastern Conference semifinals, but Simon Gagne returned for Game 4, and they definitely needed him as Gagne scored in overtime to force a Game 5. Brian Boucher was excellent as the Flyers starting goalie during Game 5, but he had to leave the game early due to knee injuries. As such, Michael Layton finished off Game 5 as the Flyers' new goalie and preserved the 4-0 shutout. Layton then got the start in Game 6 as expected, and he made the most of his opportunity by being perfect through 59 minutes until the Boston Bruins scored late. It was still a 2-1 win for the Flyers, and wouldn't you know it, the Flyers had a chance to win Game 7 and come back from an insurmountable 3-0 deficit. The Bruins actually led 3-0 in Game 7 at the TD Garden in Boston, but they simply couldn't avoid a significantly embarrassing collapse. James Van Riemsdyk, who didn't score a single goal in the playoffs prior to tonight, netted a very important goal late in the first period to give his teammates new life and ending the shutout attempt. The Flyers then scored 3 more unanswered goals to win a surprising 4-3 Game 7 over the Bruins, becoming just the 3rd team in NHL history to come back from a 3-0 series deficit. In fact, this had only been done once in any other American professional sport besides hockey. The Boston Red Sox defeated the New York Yankees 4-3 during the 2004 American League Championship Series. And now the Flyers are back in the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 1997, looking for their first championship since 1975. The 1997 Stanley Cup Final was very interesting since it pitted the Flyers against the Red Wings, with both teams being in the Eastern Time Zone. The Flyers got swept in that series, with fans questioning if the franchise made the right decision all those years ago when they traded for former #1 overall draft pick Eric Lindros. Lindros scored just once in that series against the Red Wings, and it cost the Flyers a lot just to acquire him. They sent the Quebec Nordiques 6 players, 2 first-round picks, and $15 million in cash for only Lindros. The Nordiques eventually moved to Colorado, with the future Hall of Famer in Forsberg helping the Colorado Avalanche win 2 Stanley Cup titles. What did Lindros contribute? Just 1 goal in his lone Stanley Cup final, and his constant bad luck of suffering concussions, he suffered 4 during his career in Philly, inevitably led to him being traded to the New York Rangers. The Lindros trade was a huge gamble for the Flyers, and it cost them much-needed role players they probably could have used during their playoff runs in the late 90s and early 2000s. However, the Flyers probably wouldn't have made it to the finals without Lindros in the lineup, so there's a lot of give and take when debating if Philly should have traded for the future Hall of Famer. In a weird twist of fate, the Rangers tried to trade for Lindros, which would have included goalie Mike Richter. Richter was huge down the stretch for the Rangers during the 1994 Stanley Cup Final, which they won, so Rangers fans are probably very happy with the trade with Philly that was finalized prior to the Rangers calling up the Nordiques. But the Flyers are finally back in the Stanley Cup Final, in large part due to the Flyers getting defenseman Chris Pronger in another blockbuster deal with Anaheim. It cost Philly 2 players and 2 first-round picks. History tells us that the Flyers love sacrificing the future for winning now, but this time around, it has paid its dividends in a big way. Pronger's 14 playoffs assists have allowed the Flyers to be 1 goal away from forcing a Game 7 in Chicago, their closest to a title in 35 years. The trade for Pronger was definitely an immediate success. Layton's 3 shutouts in the Eastern Conference Finals prove that he deserves to be in the league, but is he a franchise goalie? Not so much. One of the reasons that the Blackhawks are a goal away from the title is Layton can't recreate his magic from the previous round. In fact, Boucher relieved him in Game 2 and Game 5 due to erratic play, but head coach Peter Laviolette decided to stick with Layton in this pivotal Game 6. And to be honest, the Flyers felt comfortable about tonight. Both of their wins in the series were at home, and with the Hawks being led by 2 players under the age of 25 in Kane and Taves, they don't have a lot of experience in this pressure situation. It's up to former #1 overall draft pick Patrick Kane and Captain Taves to finish off the Flyers. Otherwise, it's back to Chicago for a winner-go-home Game 7, and Blackhawk fans know all too well how that panned out back in '71. Allstar knows all too well how this Blackhawks team has stunk over the years as he joined the team during the 2006 season. Would they remind their fans of Broad Street bullies who won back-to-back cups in the 70s? Or will the Blackhawks finally appease the hockey gods and give their fans a much-deserved championship? It's golden goal format, and Patrick Kane has the puck deep in the Flyers' end. Welcome to. Thanks for watching our NHL version of Rewinder. Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
to the post-game show presented by SBS, and it was a tie game between Team Red and Team White at halftime, 2-2, but Jake Lobby had something to say for that in the second half with the game-winning goal. And Jake, take us through that play and specifically what the offense was able to do in the second half to secure a win today.
It was really just a team effort. We had Ryan Morgan coming down the wall, passed to the net, got a rebound, and I just was there and buried it.
This is the first year that the Central States Developmental Hockey League has done the All-Star Game. What does that mean to you to earn that recognition and nomination?
It means a lot. It's my last year. I'm really thankful to be in this because it was a lot of fun.
Can you put into words what your career has been like in youth hockey and Welcome back to the post-game show brought to you by SBS, and I'm here with Devin Bruns, part of the Team White, part of the All-Star Game for the Central State Developmental Hockey League. And Devin, first of all, the first year that the league has done this for the All-Star team or All-Star Game, what does it mean to you specifically as a player in this season to earn that honor?
It means a lot. It was a lot of fun. Definitely an honor to be here. Definitely a special game and just a lot of fun to be with the best guys in Central States playing hockey, so couldn't ask for anything more.
You guys didn't even have a pregame practice. You had an 8-minute warm-up, and then you're getting on the ice with opponents that you played against all season. What was it like in that first 25 minutes to get to know some of the players that you're used to playing against?
It's definitely confusing, a little hard at times, but I feel like we got it going a little bit. You know, it's made some good passes, some good plays, but it's definitely challenging at first, but I feel like we got into it a little bit.
If you were to take away some big points or excitement from today, what would it be?
Definitely just being here. I feel like that was definitely an honor, definitely a lot of fun to be here. We'll definitely do it again. So,
what's life in hockey like for you going forward?
I'm a junior, so hopefully staying one more year, hopefully doing this again, and then juniors in college if I'm able to do that.
Well, best of luck the rest of the way, Devin.
So thank you.
That's going to do it from Orland Park, Illinois. SBS Solutions, it's a wrap from Orland Park. Welcome back to the post-game show brought to you by SBS, and I'm here with Kyle Arias, who didn't compete in tonight's game, but still very much a part of this All-Star game. Kyle, can you put into words what the season has been like for you during your duration of play?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great season. Got to spend it with a lot of the kids that I started with here, which was 4 years ago, so the league itself has been so good. Got a lot of competition. Every team has been very hard to play against, push you to be a better player, so that's good. And I mean, the season's been amazing so far. And, you know, some of them get to play still, but it was great for us. We loved it.
I mean, the pedigree for this league for Tier 2 hockey is unbelievable. You know, what do you think, with your involvement with the league, what do you think has made it to this level or has made it so good?
I mean, the coaches, the players work to get better every single day. I mean, they put their all in it, so they don't want to lose. No one does. So, I mean, everyone just does their best every day. Their coaches do everything for you, push you to be your best, and get you to play wherever you want to play next year or the year after. So, I mean, just everyone really around, even your parents, everyone. So,
what would you make of the level of competition today from the bench?
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. They just loved to play. I mean, it was a good game to watch. So, they loved to play, and they were working their butts off. So,
give us an idea of what's in store for you after graduation.
Just gonna play down in Texas for the El Paso Rhinos, so I can't wait for that. Love the coach so far, love the players, met a couple of them, so it's gonna be fun.
All right, Kyle, well, best of luck with your recovery. We wish you well. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it from Orland Park, Illinois. As part of our entire production crew for SBS, good night.